It's crazy.
Oh,
All right, you guys. So we are live, and yeah, we're short a few co-hosts, but they will be with us shortly. So, we're gonna go ahead and get into it because yeah, we got a couple things. Yeah. So tonight, I'm getting messages. Sorry. So, y'all, tonight we're gonna get into talking about dating people based on their looks. And I don't want nobody to be out here talking about, oh, looks are not important, because that's a lie before Jesus. Don't sit here and lie talking about, oh, looks are not important, because looks are absolutely important. Hey, Troy.
Hola, how goes it?
All right. So don't sit here and talk about, oh, looks are not important, because the reality is everybody want to roll up and look at something nice.
True that.
I don't want to hear people talking about, oh, look at they have a beautiful heart and I like what's on the inside, but you want to roll over and look at something nice too. You're not trying to roll over and look at somebody who missing all of their teeth and it's a tooth here and it's one here and they got bad acne and two different eye colors and half bald headed and not healthy.
No, that's not.
You're not trying to Shrek. Stop it.
No,
just stop it. You're not trying to date Shrek. Let's be real here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that the person got to be a Barbie doll, supermodel. That's not realistic either all the time. But you ain't trying to date nobody that's mud duck ugly. And at the end of the day, I want to roll over and look at something nice too. Don't act like Towns. Don't do that. Don't.
Listen, I just did a week of internet dating. And
please tell us how that went. Ooh, please.
Well, being very professional, I just want to say that it takes a lot of courage for people to do internet dating. However, it is very horrific, sometimes fraudulent. And it's just a different era. It's just a different era. It's a different era right now. And some people take advantage of the vulnerability of people that really want somebody. There's some lonely people out there that'll go for anything. And I don't understand two people. I don't understand and I'm sorry, ladies, but if you're dating and you meet a guy, the guy does not want to hear about your ex. And the first session is about how you're not, if you're in the one night stands, if you're about this, you're about that, you're going to lose the guy, because that's a lot of people are in that place where you can't even have general conversation without you getting a lot of, angry black woman or angry woman. So I don't want to say the black label on there, but that's a big issue. And the second one is the people that's not even comfortable with who they are.
Sure.
You got to with your neck. At some point, I'm gonna see the rest of your body. So, be comfortable in who you are. And make sure you're ready to actually date somebody. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that I think some of the challenges, like you said, I think you hit hey Epiphany. I think part of the challenge is people are absolutely insecure and uncomfortable with how they look. I think people feel like they have to look a certain way to live up to this fictional standard of beauty that don't exist. And we've hit it before, but I think that, again, people are comparing their beauty, their looks to something that's often not even realistic, this realistic standard of beauty. And I think sometimes people, I know as a woman, I had to get over the idea that men want a certain kind of woman. They want a woman that looks a certain way. And so, men don't want a plus size woman, when that's nothing further from the truth. Because when I went to college, it was all about give me them thick thighs. You know what I mean? Like, give me that. Like, I want that chocolate. Nobody
wants somebody coming out looking like a Purdue chicken. I'd rather have the whole chicken. So I get it.
I said Purdue chicken.
You hit a good point. You said that people are insecure. I think what it is social media sets the standard. If you look at the people on Instagram and stuff who get millions of likes and stuff, it's supermodels. What the heck? I hear that echo.
That's me trying to get it off.
You see a bunch of supermodels who either got Photoshop or something. You see, men with these big 6-pack and stuff with dreads, light skin, and people try to they see people being admired for it. Sorry.
Right.
I was going to say admirable. So I think it causes people to have a false sense of what is attractive, and it's sad.
Right. Right.
Don't you think it has a little bit to do with what's socially acceptable with who you're with?
Yep.
So like if you're typically attracted to a bigger woman, that might not be as socially acceptable to bring that home.
Right.
Admired for it. Sorry. I was gonna say, I'm gonna need you to get that echo together. Oh, and Epiphany, you still owe me a walk. You disappeared.
I didn't disappear. I'm right here. I'm my collarbone works, so clearly I'm here.
Okay.
Like, look.
I'll message you by the end of the week. I'm gonna send you a message, and don't tell me I'm teaching.
No, tomorrow morning, if you want to go on a walk, we can.
Yeah,
you gotta be ready to walk, though. I don't be doing no little 1 mile, 2 miles.
I'd go at least 5. Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Okay.
But back to the topic, I wanted to say that right now on Instagram, whether it's Facebook, I don't understand this generation where it's just, I can't say it's vanity. It's just so much, I guess the word is cap. You know, you have people that will spend their last dollar to look like this image, and they sleeping on the floor. They full chicks in a 2-bedroom apartment, and some brothers going for it. They buying. They going from nothing to something, but I don't understand this generation here where like the flaw is just so high, so real.
Well, I just also think it's about putting on that facade because there's so many people saying I have this, I have that. I mean, you'll have somebody that has
challenge.
They drive something they can't afford to drive, but they don't have an apartment. They're sleeping on couch to couch to couch, and that's real talk.
Or the car they bought is also their home. I saw that recently.
Yeah.
Man.
I've heard
it's real.
Recently.
I think a lot of it is, folks be out here on these images.
No, I mean it's a big thing, but I just didn't never think it would get to the point where it is almost taking over the culture. Like the whole thing, like we're never going to get back to the point where like real laid back chicks are the style. Because at the end of the day, when a guy's looking for a mate, he's looking for peace of mind, someone he can get some stability with, and someone who's going to accept them, support them. So he ain't going. I mean, that pretty chick, she might get smashed. She might get a trip or two before she can get smashed, but she's not getting kept.
Flag on the play, real quick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So once again, I apologize for coming a little late. But yeah, so we're talking about looks. I definitely want to challenge what Horace just said as far as pretty, because, number one, pretty, beauty's an eye of the beholder. What you may consider a pretty chick, another dude may think is average. So, there are a lot of pretty women. One of the things that I've experienced and I've seen is, we do, and I'm guilty of this too, sometimes we do make assumptions about people based on their looks. Like sometimes we assume if someone is very attractive, they may be stuck up or self-absorbed or into themselves.
I get that a lot.
Right. I get that a lot too. I mean, people will look at somebody, and like I said, I'm saying again, I'm guilty of doing this exact same thing. We'll look at, women and think because this woman gets a lot of attention, a lot of guys after her, she must be a gold digger, she must be stuck up, or she can't be wife material. When in actuality, that's not always the case. I mean, and in my 40 years of life, I can definitely recall many instances of, where I came across women who I thought were plain, average, whatever the case may be, and they were stuck up. Now I look at women like, okay, you don't have the looks to qualify to be an asshole like you are. But we do at times make judgment calls on people based on their looks. But regardless of what, I do agree with what Epiphany said as far as, we do live in a society where there are certain beliefs as far as what beauty is and what beauty is not. But when it comes to who you settle down with, I mean, I reached that point in my life where I just say fuck people. It's like it's all about what I want. I'm like, if your name ain't on any of the bills that come to my house, your opinion is null and void, regardless of who my woman looks like, what race she is, what size she is. That's all about, what I want. If you don't like it, if you're not attracted to the type of woman I'm attracted to, that's cool. You don't have to date the type of woman I date. I know for me, I've always had a certain kind of type. I've had a type of woman I've dated, but I've always had the belief that, I will go out on a date with any woman, because I do believe that looks matter, but personality means a lot, because I've gone out on dates with women who were physically everything I wanted, but as soon as they opened up their mouths, I'm like, check, please. But in the opposite, I've gone out with women that I thought were just plain or, kind of average looking, but they stimulated my mind. They had great conversation. I love their personality. And all of a sudden I'm drooling over them. So at the end of the day, you have to find what is a good mesh for you, what matches you. And as you get older, the older I get, I say, fuck society. Like, I don't care what society says about who I date or who I'm interested in.
Well, also, you have to think about people are branding themselves. So at the end of the day, if you're trying to become a brand, I think a lot of people are picking what would fit with a certain brand and not necessarily what would please them.
I agree. I think people are so caught up into an image. And we touched on this in a previous episode about image and people being so caught up in image and, somebody will see a Jeff and be like, ooh, I like how he look. They want to be with that image of what they think he's like. And so people go for a certain type, not realizing that, when you get to know them, you get upset because that type doesn't fit what you think that they were, who you thought that person was going to be. So I think there's a danger in trying to date somebody based off of their looks. The other thing is you trying to date somebody based off how they looks, and baby, looks are going to change over time. Let me explain something to you. This body right here, I don't care how fine it is, it's going to expand and contract at will. Life going to happen. You might have a car accident, gain 20, 30 pounds. You might lose a limb. Like anything can happen that's going to affect how your body look. What if you in a god awful accident where half your body 30% of your body is burnt?
Yeah.
Like stuff happens. And so when you start talking about dating people purely based off of looks, I think that you set yourself up for failure.
Well, I'll say this. I think that we oftentimes underestimate how shallow some people are, even shallow when it comes to their long-term goals. You have people that they don't give a damn about intrinsic beauty or personality. They look at it like you said, image is everything. For some people, it's about projecting this image to the world that I've made it. I made it. I got money. I got success. Yeah. And a lot of that is encompassed by look at who I'm with. Look at who I'm with. You can't get with someone.
They want that trophy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking for.
But I think it goes both ways for the trophy. It goes both ways. I know females that get with dudes for trophy status.
Or
they want to get flued out.
Or they want to get
No, the women are the ones flying the guy out.
What? What kind of we're not talking
about
that. We're not talking about Oprah's man, are we?
No.
Okay.
I know, and let me tell you, I have a friend right now who's dating someone in another city, and she flies him out.
I know who you're talking about.
No. I don't think you do, but she flies him out. She's gonna fly him out to Dubai and all kinds of stuff.
Because she commented on one of her pictures the other day. I'll put that offline. I agree with you guys on that. Now the look thing, I'm partial. Now I get the whole don't look at people for the look or judge them. But at the end of the day, while we are still on God's green earth looking good, not all of us will be blessed to be like Angela Bassett. She's 60 something. She's still fine.
Damn right.
I'm a resident.
In my prime years, I still would like to wake up in the morning and see a beautiful face.
That's right.
I don't need to wake up looking at Medea. I'm just saying. So I do get it. The reality is people are attracted by what they're attracted to.
That's right.
Human nature is we're going to approach that because let's be real here. But in my case, I will admit I've seen folks that I thought were very attractive, and I'm like, they probably got a lot of attention. They probably, it's not that I'm not confident. I just don't want to deal with all the extra that comes with the glorification of them. So I prefer the low key aspect. Personally.
I think one of the things we definitely need to talk about when you're talking about dating people for looks and identity and, all of these different things, we have these influencers. And now I think there was a post in Ringside that we talked about this about, contracts. You got to contract people now talking about, listen, if you make money off of dating me because you likely will make money off of dating me, we need a contractual agreement. I think that that takes dating to a whole nother level, because when you're with somebody that's influencing and there's you're looking at long-term future and viability of a relationship, that's something that you have to consider when you start talking about dating people that look a certain way. You want to be with an influencer, and we're talking about dating people because you want this lifestyle that you probably don't qualify for, that you probably cannot hang with, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot that goes into a lot of this when you start talking about dating people based off of their look or their status. Sometimes you set yourself up to pay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to roll up, or I want to roll up and look at something nice every day too. That at the end of the day, listen, we got two eyes for a reason. We like what we like. I like what I like. Everybody here likes what they like. You listen, but I also understand that what I like might change based off of life circumstances. I have to be mature enough to understand that and understand that I need more than just how fine you are, because how fine may not help me in certain situations.
You have a lot of substance, though. Oh, go ahead. Horace,
I just wanted to, before I lose this thought, because sometimes I have a thought 1 minute and I'll lose it.
Go ahead.
That's why it's important for me. I'm with you 100%. Like, I need to like what I need to like what I see when I see you. You need to be, someone that I consider beautiful. I like a certain type of woman. I like femininity. I like a lot of things in women. But at the end of the day, if it's somebody who I'm thinking about long term, then the emotions, the feelings, I have to be attracted to the inside of you, because me attracted to who you are as your character, that's what will make me understanding if you gain weight, when you get older, when wrinkles appear, when your hair thins out. The fact that I love you now, and I love you for who you are because of your personality, that means that when age happens, I'm going to love you just the same. I'm still going to want to kick it with you. I still want to revere you as apple of my eye, the whole nine. If it's just a sex thing, or if it's really just a shallow, like it's just a business relationship, then your looks are everything. Meaning, once your looks gone, I'm gone. You understand? But I don't want to engage in that type of partnership with anybody.
Let me ask you this. I asked this in my group one time. You're with a beautiful woman. She's 5'8", 128 pounds, beautiful. And then she puts on about 40, 50 pounds for whatever reason. She's got lazy. Do you make her lose weight? Like, what do you do?
Wait a minute. 5'8" and 128 pounds. She's going to be skinny like Kendall Jenner.
Okay. I'm giving an hourglass shape type thing. Maybe the measure.
She's 36, 24, 36.
There you go. And she starts gaining weight, and she's starting to lose her figure that you're attracted to. Do you just accept her for who she is, or you encourage her to lose weight, or you leave?
I love her.
Yeah. So was this me or Horace? I'm sorry.
No, he was asking you, but I said I would love her.
That was at you too. Okay. And then I'm gonna flip the question for the females when it comes to a guy.
So my response to that is, if she is my wife, of course, no, I'm not going to leave. I take marriage vows very seriously. I really, the people that actually know me in real life know marriage vows. I'm a stickler about this shit, because at the end of the day, if something happens to me, I expect to turn around and you still be there. So if you gain 40, 50 pounds, you done lost that figure that I was attracted to, and now you got love handles on top of love handles, then of course, number one, I will be concerned about your health. I'm going to be concerned about your mobility and everything. If you are someone I care about, the everything to me, no, I'm not going to leave. I'll be that type of person, and I'm not the type of person to say, look, you need to lose some weight. The type of man I am, I'm going to say, look, we need to go walking. How about we go out and walk 3 miles every day? How about we commit ourselves to a diet regimen? How about we start focusing on drinking water versus soda, things like that. Now, if this is just a woman, have a situationship or just having sex with, and that's it, then yeah, I probably will eventually fade to black.
Right.
Because the only glue that is keeping she and I together is just the sex. It's just a physical. But anything more serious and more stable than that, no, I'm not leaving.
That's just a friend with benefits anyway.
A friend with benefits, yeah. You may get a pink slip from me, and I may come up with it. She's like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work.
Go ahead, Horace.
Go, Horace. I need you to weigh in because you have some stuff to say.
I was messing with Troy. Just disgusting. No, no. Me personally, I think once you get to a point, you're already attracted to the personality, their character. So I always believe that the physical appearance is gonna bring you in, but at some point, who they are is what's gonna bond you and keep you there. I know I've been in relationships where no matter what their size was, I originally in my head I see the same person. I see the image of what I met. So even after things change, we already had a bond. And hell, I had a car accident. I put on 30 pounds, and no matter as many people said, "Oh, you putting on weight," I was like, "Yeah, whatever." Until one day I saw it in the mirror, and I'm like, "Damn, baby, I apologize that I have let myself go." But that's
Well, I heard, and maybe the women will chime in a second. Women are less picky about men keeping themselves up than we are with them. From what I see, after marriage, perhaps. I'm gonna be honest. The same way you got me is how you keep me. You when I met you, you only eating that Sweet Green, and now you eating McDonald's. We're gonna have a serious problem. That's just me. I have in early college. I had a girlfriend 3 years. Gorgeous, and then that freshman 15 was freshman 60, and she came home one day. We came home Christmas break, and I was like, "Nah, we're going to cancel where we're going to go. We're going to go run on the track." My mom was very upset. She said, "You don't talk to women like that." But I said, like you mentioned, it's a health thing. It is a health thing. I care about your appearance. That's just me. It wasn't me being selfish, but I care about your appearance, because if you're gaining weight like that and you're 21 years old, there's a problem.
There's going to be a problem, because that's going to be long term. I think there's a way to approach it. I like the way that Troy talked about approaching it. It's when you approach it as a means of let's us do this together versus you, because now you're pointing the finger, and that doesn't help a person, because maybe there's something going on up here that they're not talking about, that they're internalizing, because there are people who internalize and they don't do it well. They don't realize it. And so when you start seeing outward changes, that's usually some type of that's a reflection of something going on inside that some people just don't talk about. But if you frame it from a perspective of let's do something together, let's shift, let's change, and it's a matter of, listen, I say this all the time, you got to be mature to be out here dating people. You have to be able to have mature, uncomfortable conversations. And if the person pops off and you approach it, first of all, they already know. If you dating Jeff, you already know he's not finna sugarcoat, candy coat, nothing. Is flat out. Okay, so guess what? You already know that. So when he come at you, you know that he cares, and he's coming at you from a perspective of let's fix this. And you got to be mature enough to have that uncomfortable conversation and say, okay, baby, what's going on? Like, we need to talk, because I see a change, and I'm concerned about the change. How can I help you? How can I support you? Now, if I come at you that way and you reject it, oh, we got a different problem, because I didn't sign up for this. I'm finna be honest with you. I didn't sign up for, because that's a red flag to me. And I'm not finna sit here and saddle myself into a long-term relationship with somebody that don't want to deal with issues.
Right.
That don't make no sense.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, I do feel like, because I guess I've learned enough to feel like, I treat people like I want to be treated, because if we're married, if we've been together for some years, I wouldn't want to wake up one day and feel like, oh, she's about to cancel me and leave me for some bearded dude because I didn't put on some husband weight and 20. I don't want to feel that way. So I definitely not going to make the woman I'm with feel that way. However, I do agree with you, because even from a health standpoint, I need to be able to look at you and get an erection if we're going to be intimate. My whole
Thank
thing,
you.
if you didn't turn into a candidate for my 600-pound life,
Yo,
we got a problem.
Oh
We got
my God.
I'm speechless. Let me ask you something, Dr. Hughes.
Let me say my little point.
I want to hear your.
So I had this conversation the other day about looks and dating and this kind of thing. So one thing that I was told by a man was that if you put on, well, it's aesthetically pleasing to see women with big booty and big hips and big this and big, all this stuff, right? He said, but as I get older, tussling with all of that is not part of what I want to do. So that was something that I really I just didn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought of the bedroom aspect of it as far as how much effort it takes to be a man in the bedroom. I just never crossed my little mind.
It's just as much a mental thing for men as it is for women,
right.
But we don't think that it is.
But we're not. I guess my thing is this person just he didn't get graphic, but he was just very open and honest about what he preferred and whatever. And so at the end of the day, you have to take all of these things into account. Everyone has a favorite position. Everybody has all of these different things play a factor into your physicality. If you can't be physical and you're having almost a mild heart attack because you have extra weight on you, that's going to play a role in the bedroom. So
absolutely.
I think the thing is I'm always encouraged to make sure that I'm doing cardio at least 5 times a week and making sure, I have somebody that checks in on me.
I be seeing you and you she be coming back with her bonnet on and everything, but she did it. And I'm
yeah, I mean, like today I did a 12-mile bike ride or something. Yeah.
So again, offline, I have a bike too.
Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, the thing is what are you doing to encouraging? And Jeff, I would encourage you to position what you're saying in a different manner, because sometimes when you're at your lowest and you're putting on your weight, it could cause someone to go even lower.
Now, in fairness, that was 2007.
I know, but I'm just saying, as a person, as an individual, and not just a woman, looking at the ramifications of mental, emotional abilities, instabilities, it's going to be big on positioning, no matter if you're a man or a woman.
Dr. H, I just saw your comment. You are absolutely correct. You cannot be damn near 600 pounds and think you're going to sit on this pretty face. That ain't going to happen.
You're going to sit
I
on
had to tie in the last town hall.
Speaking,
I got to watch the last town hall after dark to get that comment. Okay.
Really? Ain't going to happen.
Real quick about that show, all of them have men.
Yes.
And
all of them.
It's because they're not attractive themselves.
It's a fetish.
Man, and they want that disability check. Think about it. Where are they fat asses going to go all day?
They get checks.
They're bedridden. So what they do, they get a man that can't get no one else. He eats up all their food, spends up all their disability.
Nah, they ain't eating up the food. They can do everything else, but they ain't gonna eat up their food.
No,
they show not.
That's non-negotiable.
And they take that disability.
That's right.
Y'all, I can't with it.
I'm question to the board.
I'm moving on.
Next back. And
so when you're talking about physical appearance,
where's your flag? Because we need to put a flag on this play. Where is it?
Who's affected?
This is too much.
Who values physical appearance more, men or women?
I think both. I think it's equal.
It's men, because
men are visual by nature, but I think that women look for a certain our nature.
Women look for material things.
It's actually built into human nature, because when you study nature versus nurture and all that stuff, Like men tend to be attracted to women with slightly larger hips that can be childbearing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's nature versus nurture. Now, if you're not in that mindset, then you.
I can say it again, and I will be more concise. Women care more about the man, what is in his bank account. They will deal with Andre 3000 if he takes her somewhere.
Andre 3000 is not ugly.
You see my point? But let me ask you this: Rick Ross. Let's look at Rick Ross.
Oh no, it ain't happening. Can't do it.
Is an ugly nigga, but he gets all the women. He gets all the women. Do you think
not this one? If
you think Rick Ross was not worth $28 million, do you think? Look at Biggie, albeit he did have Kim, so that, that's a rag doll. But you know what I'm saying? He had all the women too. He got Faith Evans. She's beautiful.
True.
He gave us
Faith. Yeah, Faith was pretty.
If he was not a millionaire or had high status, or was a gangster, let's think about it. I think when
hold on.
No, I do agree. Real quick, I do agree with what Jeff was saying, because I've made that observation several hundred times, because there are definitely men out there. I'm secure in my masculinity where I can say, I'm like, no, that dude ugly, but he got money. So he gonna get more women than me. That dude got more women than me.
And it doesn't matter your sexual orientation. Everyone knows what ugly is, just like with animals and anything else. Ugly is ugly, fat is fat. Doesn't matter your orientation. So don't, yeah.
But I would think it would be women. That would be my answer. I think initially, within the first 30 seconds, a woman looks at you, she's from head to toe. And if you don't check out during that initial reading, that no matter what you say, I mean, you got to have a strong game to come back after you've been eliminated. When she looks at you, she's looking at the shoes, the teeth, your hair. I don't know, Hughes, you're a woman, you would know, but you know more than us. But if she ain't feeling you physically, bruh, I don't know what you can really say after that. Men, we got possibilities. We're gonna be like, we ain't so tough on it.
Aesthetics matter.
See there?
They do.
Aesthetics matter. And I'm gonna be honest with you.
True?
Listen, there was a time in my life that I looked beyond just on the outside, because if you ain't packing, ain't nothing to talk about. Because there are certain things that I require. There's things that I require, and I can't work with it. If it's not there, I'm like Jeff. I'm not wasting my time.
I'm not gonna ask
you. Well, first of all, it is offensive. It is offensive for you to I won't say most. I will say some men brag about what they got in all areas of life, right? This is what I could do. This is what I got, X, Y, and Z. So you get naked for no reason. That is not okay.
So sell tickets, they're going to come. Interesting.
No, it's just realistic situations. Getting naked for no reason is not okay. When you're trying to sell the paradise offer, I'm going to fly you out and I'm going to do this stuff. So maybe you get flown out and all of this stuff happens, and then you get naked and it's for no reason. You still going to be mad because this dude done told you what he got and he don't got it.
Right. It's a waste of my time. So it's like it goes back to Epiphany, and I talked about this when we did our one-on-one. You got to know what you want. And I don't care if you're a male. I don't care who you are. You got to know what you want. I know what I want. Why should I sacrifice what I want to be moral or to be this whatever? I expect more of you. Lies. I don't care what you expect of me, because you ain't paying that damn bill. You're not satisfying nothing over here. I want what I want, and I'm not sacrificing for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and settle for, cheesesteak when I want filet mignon. Go sit down. Don't get mad at me because I like filet mignon and I'm not sacrificing for cheesesteak.
And you've been through enough in your life, at this point. People are in their life, they don't have time for games no more. Like if I text you and you reply 3, 4, 5 hours later, the second or third time you do it, you're gonna sorry for you, Android people, you won't get this joke, but you're gonna get a green bubble. If you have iPhone, you get blocked. I'm sorry, I know Android people is a little prehistoric for you to understand.
Yeah.
No, because the Android has Android to Android text messaging feature, so they have the same situation. But At the end of the day, I think it goes for both sides. If you are selling a dream, like women do the same thing. Oh, I could do this in the bedroom and I'll do this and da 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 da. And then you get flown out. He gets naked for no reason. He's going to get mad. Straight to the point. Bad things may happen to you because you're a woman. So I'm just saying,
real quick. I hate to go off on a very small tangent. Can we make unofficial hashtag for this show? Flued out.
I just put that flash tag.
That's like, it's almost becoming like the metric. Our
little slogan. Yeah.
You done made it. When you get flued out someplace, it's like, oh, I done made it.
Well, I mean, and you don't have to get flued out somewhere crazy. It could be to the next big city. But the situation is you're talking about, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that. You're selling a pipe dream. Just don't do it. Like, just be who you are and move on with life. I'm not a bragger. I've never been the person to brag about as far as what I can do, who I am. I'd rather just surprise.
Well, no, that's what I tried to convey earlier when I made the comment about images.
Yeah.
A guy that's out here now, he's seeing something that's attractive, pretty girl, whatnot, and the image makes you think that she may be successful, has her stuff together, and then when you inquire, you find that they don't have nothing to get, nothing to offer. So whether that's on the male or female side, that happens a lot. So I'm saying at the end of the day, you're looking for something more than that image. I mean, we might smash, but how far are we going to go down the road after this initial meet and greet?
Listen, and to your point, I want to raise this point because I was talking to somebody earlier tonight, and I know several people who are like this, and it's amazing to me. I don't understand how women can be this nasty and trash, but you can be fine as all get out and don't know how to keep a house. Don't a man
yeah.
I'm sorry. At the end of the day, if you can't keep no house, what you doing? What do you have to offer other than sex? Because you got to the table. Can't you?
Listen.
If you can't cut onions or boil water, what else do you have to offer? Because maybe somebody else know how to throw them hips too, and keep a clean house, and bring something to the table, and can build that man up.
But that person, Dr. Hughes, that person may not have the look. So, okay, case in point, there's been several conversations in ringside about if they look this way, if I get this. It's just a whole bunch. I can't even keep up because I've been busy. But at the end of the day, you're going to choose. I mean, most people choose based on their first initial thing, right? It's probably looks. Then you get down to the layers. Oh, man, this person can't do this. Okay, can I deal with this? Okay, so then you start negotiating in your mind. Right. Okay, well, they can't do this. Then, okay, but they can do this. And you kind of like going back and forth in your mind. But really, you need to ask yourself, are these your non-negotiables?
Right, I agree.
If you go to the women's restroom anywhere, I don't care if it's Bloomingdale's, I don't care if it's the Ritz-Carlton, you will see crazy stuff in there that women are doing. Like, you just don't understand. It's hard out here just to use a restroom as a woman.
But here's my two red flags. Epiphany. Most guys do this, and this is my red flag. The people that take a lot of these selfies on social media, they don't have 1 minute to clean up the background.
Or their mirror.
Hey, you're a cute.
Or their mirror. Or their
background.
Or their mirrors.
I can't stand it,
man.
But let me tell you, those chicks be getting flued out.
Don't the ones
that get flued out. They get flued out.
How nasty it is. It's
no,
like
Horace, I agree with that 1,000%. That is one of my biggest turnoffs. I've always said a woman who would spend most of her days taking selfies, you didn't turn me off, because to me, I've always viewed that as narcissism. That's just one of them. I have to realize that, okay, social media, a lot of people are doing it, but that is a major turn-off for me. It's like a woman, if I go to your page and it's just nothing but pictures of you, I'm like, like
what's going on?
things you did yesterday. You ain't changed. But I do. I want to before I lose this. I do want to bring up one point. I want to throw in a quasi bombshell because I've said it before in ringside somewhat, and I've learned this the hard way. I've definitely, Trey did that, so hopefully none of y'all would have to go through that. You can never look at a woman, thin waist, big booty, big titties, pretty. A woman's looks is not a determination of how good she's going to be in the bedroom. I promise. I have learned that the hard way.
We all know that.
A lot of times we look at women and think, oh, she got a big booty, she's fine. You want to sleep with her, you want to dick her down, whatever, and then the sex be horrible, and you done just wasted your time. So
wait a minute, horrible.
Aesthetics, we talk about aesthetics all the time. We talk about
I need a drink.
You want to be
right back. BRB.
Horrific.
If we talk about from a sexual aspect, looks and sexual compatibility aren't always congruent. I just want to put that out there.
So Troy, you had that experience. I think every guy's had that experience one time where it was just god awful.
Yes.
Jeff, you silent? Not yet.
You follow me on Twitter. That's another statement.
Yeah, I had an incident when I was younger. I think I was in my 20s. Where I just thought the walk was mean, the talk game was mean.
Oh, that was set up.
It was like putting a rod in a cold bowl of cereal. I'm tired of being so graphic. It was the worst ever.
Wow.
You guys said that was a setup. Some things are pure red flag. This is why I think sometimes men need women friends that can help them spot certain things, just like women need male friends that can spot certain things and say, nah. Because we need to save one another from some nonsense.
I didn't see none of those flags.
Because you ain't had no woman to tell you. It's certain things, like real talk, it's certain things that women can identify for a man that men ain't gonna see because y'all think different. And vice versa. Yeah. It's things that women are not gonna see in a man, and we're not gonna catch that. You're a man, because you think like a man. I think like a woman. So it's just like it's certain things that women do that we know that we can check and be like, no, you need to check that. And you can be like, oh no, it's all good. Lies, you need to check that. Vice versa, it's some things that you as a man will identify with another man that you can tell a woman and be like, nah, sis, this is what he really means. You need to curb that because you think like a man and you know.
You always gotta have that one lady friend.
Women don't think they can be friends because I got some bomb male friends that be like, nah, do I need to go handle something for you, sis? And I be like, what you mean? What you need to handle? Because I don't get it. It's over my head because I'm not a man. I'm not thinking like that. And lo and behold, it'll be exactly what he thought it was because I'm just like, it's
gotta have that one lady friend.
You got to, just like, I'm sorry, like, ladies, you gotta have. I got some right now.
Or you gotta listen when women give certain hints, like when she says it's that time of the month, or they're not sure. You listen. I've made that mistake. That's why you made that comment. I stayed quiet. My parents didn't teach me about sex. I learned from my kids and my friends in private school, Christian Montessori school. So you already know.
But you was tortured. You was.
So that's the best place to learn.
I went to Catholic school.
Private school, they gonna teach you some things.
Yes,
that's right.
I didn't know what a flow was until my first time, and I'm gonna leave that alone. I thought I been wrong. I thought I
almost fell out, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, but you didn't have PTSD from that?
I thought I killed it. I literally thought something was wrong. We both thought something was wrong.
I know what it's like to.
So you don't know what it is to hunt. You don't know what hunching is.
Why I'm scarred now. Having sex with a woman while she's flowing everything that's going on. I'm like, I ain't never again. I can wait.
Well, we didn't. The problem was, I don't know if y'all seen the movie Carrie, but it was a situation like that. Her parents were really religious. They didn't teach her, and mine didn't teach me because they didn't want me to know at age 13, 14. So, yeah. Then I literally thought, and we literally thought, yes, you heard what age I said. We literally thought that something was wrong or that because we did it
Was
before.
it her first period?
I'm gonna get to that in a second. We thought that because what we
I'm
were
having
doing,
heart attack right now.
we thought it was God doing something. That is how bad it was. So that's why I
Let me
left.
say this. This is why. See,
That's
this
a
is why you
story,
got to have
though.
these conversations, because I don't care. You
I
cannot. Avoiding the conversation is not going to stop people from having sex, especially young people. And this could have ended in a totally different disaster. It could have ended in a lot of different ways. And it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, think of how many other young people have these moments and they end up with a pregnancy, or they end up with something else that they don't know about because parents don't want to have these conversations. Let me tell you something. You not having a conversation is not going to stop kids from having sex. I'm sorry. You need to, they're not having these sex ed conversations in school no more like we used to. Right. So you need to have these conversations, because it is what it is. You don't have to like it. This ain't about being religious. This is in a Catholic school. It's happening. I don't care where I know some Christian schools where folks be still behind the bleachers hunching. It's happening. Giving blowjobs. I don't care if you a Jesus school or what. It's happening. You're not going to stop it and avoiding it. That's right. Christian school, Christian academies, whatever. They back there giving blowjobs. It happens, and you avoid it.
But that happens in every school.
It happens in every school, but people have a mindset thinking that it's a Christian school and it ain't happening. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Let me tell you this: one of my baby cousins go to the same school, and they were in, I think, 5th grade, and they're now starting to teach a little bit of sex. So the teacher said, "Does everyone? We're going to go over a word called semen," and the kids were like, "Oh, that's called nut."
Nut.
It's literally said that. They're in 5th grade, and they were like, "Oh, that's called nut," and he was like, "What?" Yeah. I mean, they know. They
can tell you now. Like, we live in the age of the internet. Kids got a cell phone at 7 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say younger than that.
We had HBO after 10.
Thank you. It's not the same. So you got to be realistic about the time.
Cinemax.
Right. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but what gets me is these adults that sit here act like they didn't do it. And it's like, did it stop you? No. So why do you think it's going to stop another young person? Have the daggone conversation.
No, with me, Cinemax taught me everything I needed to know about sex at that age. My mom didn't have a talk with me until I was 21 years old. And that talk lasted 30 seconds. So at that point, I was like, I was in college doing everything that I saw on Cinemax and loving it. But one other thing, and I'm pretty sure, everyone here can relate to this. Y'all remember that very first time you heard a queef? Yeah.
I'm done. I'm taking a drink.
Hey.
The very first time I heard a queef, I literally stopped, looked at her, and said, "Well, I'm still enjoying. I'm gonna keep going. Then I'm gonna make fun of her after this." Didn't know what a queef was. Had to learn days later exactly what it was that caused a woman to actually queef. Back then, I didn't call it a queef. I called it something else. But yeah, the things we have to figure out and learn when no one gives us a talk.
My cousins were important. Down south, everybody. You're going to spend some time if you don't be raised by grandma. So where I'm from, man, all my nasty, perverted cousins taught me so much about sex. They taught me enough that I didn't even want to have sex because it just seemed to be a damn near porno, how they would describe it, But they were getting off in the urban community. And I was like, I don't think I'm ready for that. Stick to football.
I remember listening to one of my male cousins tell his brother about sex, and oh my God, I'm like, wait, why are you having this conversation? I'm sitting there. I think I was like 9 years old, and I mean, he's just explaining in detail. I'm like, this is something people do. I was good after that. I didn't want no parts of that. But I mean, my mom spoke to us about sex from a very early age. I think I was maybe 5 or 6. And my mom told me the whole 9 yards.
But I think the danger is, I think the problem that is, I think what's important about having a conversation is back to what the original topic goes, dating based off of looks. Young people, listen, sex drives kick in at different ages. Yeah. And again, it's based off of what you see. You stimulated, a lot of what stimulates us is what we see. So when you young and your hormones are raging and ooh, he's so fine, girl, and ooh, he smell good, and ooh, she fine, and she got this, and she walk a certain way, like you see these things and you get caught up in what you see and you want to experience that. You want to engage in some way with that. But that don't mean you know what you're doing. That don't mean they know what they're doing. So you get engaged, you get involved, you engage with it, and then it's not what you thought it was going to be. And now it's a whole different situation. Now you got to trickle, it's a domino effect. So I think that we need to have conversations around, the fact that, okay, I get that you like what you like. Ain't nobody telling you not to like what you like. It's great to have standards. It's great to know what you want, but how do you go deeper? It's like Troy said earlier. I think Jeff said it earlier. We've all pretty much said it. Okay, beyond how you look, if you open your mouth and the conversation that comes out makes my eyes cross and my eye twitch, sir, pack your bags and move out your own house.
I got you.
Because I don't want to know that you exist.
I have a PSA.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I would agree that it's important for parents to talk to their kids. My mom was a pastor, has been a pastor, I don't know how many years, she's a bishop. That conversation was not going to happen. I guess she just assumed somebody else would talk to me. My dad, who was quite the character, never talked to me about sex. So when I got to the point where I couldn't do anything about it, funny story, went to my dad, said, hey, Dad, how do you use a rubber? My dad says, any asshole can put on a condom. I said, okay, thank you. Went out to my girlfriend's house one night, back in way out yonder, and took a box of condoms, bought them. Never, wasn't no internet, was no, if I would have asked a cousin, I would have got ragged on. Oh, you don't know how to put on a condom? I did not. Went out, took a box of rubbers, three pack, and I went through 3 of them in probably 45 seconds. One I shot into the park, one I went right through it. The other one popped. And I'm like, I've gotten too far not to go in, and I had unprotected sex the first time I had sex, just because somebody didn't say, "Hey, how to put on a condom."
Don't feel bad.
You all have to remember, there was no Google, there was no YouTube, and there was no.
Yeah, way back.
We really did rely on people to show us how to use stuff.
Way back in y'all's day. Mm-hmm. They didn't have internet way back then, right?
No, we had none of that. No,
honey, we were in the beginnings of AOL when the internet started. This was way before that.
I didn't use the internet until I was in college. Like when I was maybe 1998, my freshman, sophomore year was the first time. And it wasn't that long before I discovered the internet. Of course, I discovered Black Planet.
Y'all see this comment?
Yes.
I taught my son how to put on a condom. He was appalled.
Right.
I would have been a little appalled too if my mother.
Yeah.
But listen, I would rather that than the alternative, because at the end of the day, you're not going to stop kids from having sex, and I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that they don't come home with something that is incurable.
I shot the club up.
Shot the club up? Oh, man, she shot the club up.
You all of the frustration, man, just boof. Could have been avoided. Education.
Are you okay? Did anything? No kids, right? Or do you have kids? You got kids?
No. Luckily, I did not, man. I went home and slept the whole next day. But
I know, right? When did it
for that first time, woo.
Oh yeah, no. I tell you,
what Lisa said. That's powerful.
Yeah, man.
No, the people that know me, that are closest to me, and know that I'm from Memphis, I lost my virginity a good old classic Memphis way. I lost my virginity in my Honda in the back of an abandoned rib shack. The way people supposed to lose your virginity. But no, I feel you on that though. I definitely feel I used a condom. I'm pretty sure I used it wrong. But no, I think compared to a lot of my friends, I was late. I was a late bloomer. I didn't lose my virginity until maybe a few weeks before I turned 18. So I was hella late. Yeah, I was one of them dudes, and I went to Catholic schools all my life. I avoided sex because I always felt like with my luck and with the way the universe, I was like, I'm gonna be that one dude. The first time you have sex, gonna get a woman pregnant. I was like, I know that's gonna be me, so I need to avoid this as long as possible.
Paranoid.
I was hella
Dr.
paranoid.
Hughes looking all skeptical. Look, my mom had me at 16. Her mother had her at 16. So in my mind, I was like, I wanted to break that cycle. And I didn't even know I was going to be an athlete. I was going to the NFL. So my mind was that. So everyone in school thought I was having sex, and I let them believe it. You know what I mean? Because if you're not having sex,
But that goes back to image.
That was
that's that image, that appearance. Yeah.
Half the kids always used to say, I smashed this girl, they be virgins.
Yeah.
Be virgins. I could tell just by the way they talk. I'm like, you're a virgin. Because, and it's okay. But see, it was seen as cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people do that. People, I get that all the time. That, you know, so it is an image thing. It's really sad.
Jalen is still a virgin.
Wow.
And that's not a bad thing. I want to say this about it as we're talking about images and how people look and appearance and all this other kind of stuff. Be you. Like, stop. Don't try to be nobody else. If you ain't had sex, okay. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you ain't missed out on anything. I'm not going to sit here and lie because I can't. I honestly can't. But there are some people like, oh, you ain't missing out on anything. Okay, y'all try to convince people. The more you say stuff like that, that makes people want to do it even more. I'm not going to lie like that. I don't think
they're missing out on anything. Let me say why. Because honestly, if you think about it, if you were able to preserve yourself for your mate, all that extra like freaky deaky stuff, you wouldn't be traumatized about. You wouldn't you probably wouldn't have like hard yeses and hard no's because you're a virgin. You don't know what you know what I mean?
You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
Right. I think there is a positivity in preserving yourself and waiting until you're ready.
Absolutely. There's a difference because even back then when I was a virgin throughout high school, even though I didn't have sex, I knew it was something because it's like it's everywhere in the media. Everybody's talking about it, and all my favorite rappers and movies talk about it. It looks hella enjoyable. It's one of those things like I didn't have to have it to know. Okay, this must be a groundbreaking experience. Look at what it's doing to everybody. But I mean, some of it could be the times we're living in compared to then. I mean, I think a lot of us, if you remember. This shows you how far I go back. I'm definitely telling my age on this one. I remember in the 90s, you know, in the mid 90s, you in school, you in high school, another guy can insult another man by saying, you eat pussy. That's a fist fight. That's a fist fight right there. Because I remember back then accusing another man of eating pussy, going down on the girls, like, hey, dog, people saying you eat pussy.
That's a bad
thing. That was that was an insult.
That was fighting words back then.
Yeah. You get cleaned up.
What year was this?
Because you were cheating. We consider it to be cheating. I know. Listen, and all my friends, we were like that, and then all my friends that went to college came back with all these confessions. I was like,
oh yeah, I was one of them.
See?
No, or I was definitely one of those guys. Went to college, came back like, hey,
no, Dr. Hughes, you need to find the other one.
It's in the drawer in my bedroom. I'm gonna have to make sure I have it the next time.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just what happened. And then I know all my best friends. I was feeling like, okay, but I will say to all the mothers out there, I know to Epiphany's point, once you have sex, it changes you forever. Cause I was good, but once I actually had sex, that feeling in your body where I gotta have it, that changes because now it's affecting my focus. You know, like stuff I used to do, now I gotta put that on my list. Like I still have to hunt to take care of those physical needs.
Have you ever heard or been around someone and you're like, you just need to get some?
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't have an age limit.
At work, definitely.
They don't have an age limit.
Yeah, you could tell, and no, this is both. But I have some coworkers who, especially some of the older women, who I could tell their husbands are either cheating or not giving them nothing. I could tell when it's very telling, because they take it on everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Appearances matter.
People, you see that.
Well, that's just like nymphos. That's how nymphos work. They don't have it. It affects their whole mental.
Yeah, we've talked about that whole sex addiction.
I become mean after about a couple of days too. So I understand.
Yeah.
So y'all, that's been tonight's show. We hope y'all had an enjoyable time as we talked about dating for a period. I know it's been an hour. I know. So y'all have been exciting as always. We appreciate y'all for joining us and being engaged in the conversation. These comments are lit. Keep talking about it, keep sharing it, reposting, host watch parties. You can always email us if you have a question or something you want us to talk about. Mature talk, something. I'll put the email address in the comments. But thank you for joining us. It's really exciting. The next one is going to be an After Dark town hall.
Yeah.
Is it?
And if you watched the first one,
I already got some topics I want to talk about for the After Dark.
Of course.
My cousin doesn't have Facebook, so he's unable to comment. But he texted me and said, "Ask the beautiful women on the podcast how in this quarantine are they able to stay looking so beautiful?"
It's called exercise, baby.
And I guess he means by the hair. And y'all look good.
I did my hair just for y'all tonight because trust me, I've been in the 80s ponytail all week. Okay. I did my hair just for y'all tonight.
I saw your Instagram post.
What did you say, Horace?
You're gonna stay glamorous.
Me?
Yes, you look glamorous.
You do.
The topic is going to be toys, in your opinion. No, I have a topic. I really want to talk about porn and the effect that porn has on sex, because some of y'all have some unrealistic expectations about sexual positions based off of what you see in porn. That has really twisted some of y'all's mind, but we're going to see what Troy's talking about.
Just take yoga. You'll be fine.
True.
Really, that's all y'all need. Yoga and Pilates. But some of y'all want to be doing some of this crazy stuff. But the next one is a town hall after dark, June 5th. Tune in with us at 10 o'clock p.m. Be ready. It's always lit, and we had a great time. Listen, bring your beverage if you need to. Y'all see Epiphany had to get one tonight. Troy had one.
Listen, Dr. Hughes, did you do this on purpose? Like, you put us next to each other? Like,
no, y'all were the last two. Y'all were the last two in the room, and it puts you in based off of the order that you come in. So Jeff was the first one. Troy, Horace was the next one, then you, and then Troy. So if you log in first, then you're next to me.
I just thought she was doing something shady because of what happened in the last town hall.
Absolutely not. Oh no.
It's a good look.
Yeah. Some people can't even entertain like porn in the bed.
All of that.
What?
Troy?
What?
That was for Dr. Hughes, right?
What?
Oh, boy.
I missed it. I'm gonna have to catch the replay because I'm reading the comments.
Oh, Troy's doing the most already.
Those comments.
This sounds like we need to have a DM conversation. Sounds like.
Oh Lord.
You know what? I'm gonna post this in Ringside in the next few days. When are we gonna have a deep and frank discussion on landscaping down there?
Oh, we absolutely can.
It has to be bald.
I did one, but people was like, "Oh, what is this about?"
Wait a minute. So if you want it a certain way, then you should be willing to do it.
Or pay for it.
Epiphany, let me just say this. I'm the exact opposite of what Jeffrey said. I love bush gardens. Bald don't do shit for me. It's okay. I'm not, it's one of those things where if she's bald, I'm not going to, I wouldn't kick her out. But if you ask my opinion, I would say, let it proliferate, let it grow. That's what turns me on.
You want to be able to braid it?
I want to be able to smell it. I want to be able
just turn to a whole other situation as per usual. Y'all,
you open the door.
This is like, listen, this is gonna be an after dark conversation.
Listen.
Penny Swanson says
one moment.
Let it all that up in here.
Here's the issue. I think the thing is, if you want it bald, like if you have the tools in your house, I think it's kind of sexy for you to get in there and do what you if you're a man, you know how to shave. you know what I'm saying? You know how to maneuver your face in a certain way, right? So what I'm saying is you should be able to help your lady. Maybe she misses a spot or whatever shaving. So you should be able to get a little shaver and get in there and be like, boo, I'm going to help you out once every 2 weeks. No problems.
I'll help her out. All right.
Okay.
I mean, but after she's shaved, you know she's completely clean because she's going to hit the shower. And then, whatever happens after that is on your
Yeah. So can we bookmark this and talk about this sometime in the future? Because
you want it to be in depth. We're gonna talk about in depth at the
like,
After Dark.
Oh, I'm not ready. There's not enough drinks in the world for that.
June 5th, meet us After Dark, 10 p.m. Please make sure you put your children to bed. We had someone last time that said, "Oh God, I need to put my children to bed." Please, we're telling you now. We're telling you now.
That was my friend.
Yeah,
I love her.
Okay.
No. This is definitely. Please, everybody, put your kids to bed. Don't let them be within an earshot of this conversation because we talking about sex. We talking about eating pussy. We talking about eating ass. We talking about everything.
Yeah, that's really Troy. That's Troy talking about all that.
That's
the ring map.
Let's be honest.
The kids don't need to hear this.
I'm not talking about a lesbian, but let's be honest.
Kids have already heard it. I guarantee you.
But they don't need to hear it from us.
No, they don't, because it got deep. It really did get deep in the last conversation.
That deep.
Put it on your calendar. June 5th, 2 weeks Friday, 10 o'clock p.m. We're gonna be right back here, and we will let you know exactly what we're gonna talk about, so you can be prepared. Come with your questions if you have to. I don't care. You can DM me if you want, and we'll talk about it there too.
Yes.
If you need some help, if you got some situations that you might want us to weigh in on, feel free to send that to us because we can help you. Please send us a letter. We're happy to help you. We really will. But you guys are amazing. Somebody said they had headphones in their office. They heard some
you know what?
Y'all share it. Tell other
I'm not allowed to have any more tequila during this.
Y'all share it. Tell other people to come and join us. Penny Swanson, I have lots of questions. DM me your questions, and we'll get them. Trust me, we gonna get to it. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
We're still live.
Let me go back in. My wine cellar in the back of me.
We're still